Hey, what's up everyone? Long time no see or hear from. Um, yeah, so the golf course job is great and everything, but there's a couple things about it. Obviously there is with any job. But I just figured I'd make this little video as an update and kind of let you know where I'm at. Um, it's fun, driving around the course and stuff like that. And I'm still learning my way around. 18 holes. It. It, it may not seem like much, but it's quite a big plot of land, and it's I've like downloaded a map and overlaid it on a satellite image and everything. It's 5:55 right now, and I was 55 seconds into the video. Okay. I have been seeing a lot of numbers and signs and stuff like that, so I know I'm supposed to be there, um, and I've wondered, like, what am I doing, because I just got unemployment, which I could have lived off of, for 6 months, and but at the same time, I would be kind of bored around here, and eventually it would run out. So it's not the best paying job in the world, but that's not the reason I'm there either. I do believe that the Lord has me there to witness to some individuals, and you really come across a lot of people at a golf course, and surprisingly, in Alabama, where I'm at. I mean, I'm not even in Birmingham or Jasper or any big city. It's just little. I'm really shocked that there's a golf course there at all. But it can be a high stress job because you have to get out there and cut the greens every day where people are putting, and you have to do it in a way that you have to like cut them horizontally or just laterally, so in a straight line, back and forth. And they've got these really cool like 3-blade mowers in the front with the one wheel in the back and 2 wheels up front, so it's like a zero turn, and it's really cool. But you have to get like ahead of the golfers, because we show up at 5 o'clock, but the golfers start at 7. So we've got to have all the equipment up and running, and go ahead and get the first several holes, the greens cut before the golfers start. And sometimes they'll go and start on another hole, not number 1 or number 10. They'll go start some random hole, and it's like, they'll just start swinging while you're out there mowing. So that's one thing that's kind of frustrating about it. The other thing is we've had multiple big important pieces of equipment malfunction, and it would be my luck that my first week, we would have a lot of that. They say it happens like twice a year or something, where they'll have multiple sets of equipment breakdown. But lucky me, I had to start on a week that was like that. But the other thing too is Monday was my first day, and it was a golf tournament that only happens like once every several months. And they started, they call it a shotgun start. So it was like 120 golfers that were there at 7 in the morning, and they started on every single hole. So, and the maintenance crew were like, what the heck's going on? All these people are just driving past the holes and getting in front of us, and like they didn't know, that it was they didn't know. I guess it was a lack of communication there. But the head maintenance guy, prayed for him, because he's under a lot. And man, he had one day off Wednesday, and it was because he had a doctor's appointment. And I don't remember if it was Wednesday or Thursday. It was Thursday, actually. But that's when we had about 3 major pieces of equipment break down at the same time. And man, it can just get hectic out there, especially when the stuff you're relying on doesn't work, you know. There's a lot to it, you know. I mean, the people who mow the fairways, and the fairways are huge, you know. There's like 3 or 4 different types of mowers that they use, and they've all got to be set at the right height, and you got to follow the exact perimeter of the greens and the fairways and stuff like that. And it's not complicated, but it's just, there's probably more to it than you would think, looking from the outside. But it's not hard. It's just when, like, after you blow, or after you mow the fairways, you have to get on there with an industrial blower and blow all the grass clippings off, because the mower doesn't pick them up. It's just too much, you know. So you're driving back and forth probably 10 times on the fairway, and they're all weirdly shaped, you know. But anyway, I mean, that's just kind of some of the details of the job. But pray for me, guys, because I'm gonna need the Lord to open up a door to witness to these guys, because I can tell some of them are really stressed out. If I'm not mistaken, they work 12 days straight, and they have to work 8 hours a day. So whenever there's nothing to do, they'll just keep themselves, you know. I mean, some of them, I'll be honest, they'll just drive the carts out somewhere on the course and just sit on their phones, you know, and then they'll come in like an hour or two before it's time to clock out. But they've already, you know, it's like they're doing all their work, but it's just doesn't take as long as 8 hours, you know, sometimes. But I'm not one that can sit around on the clock. I just I'm ADHD, and I can't do it. It drives me crazy, you know. 10 minutes, you know, sitting on the clock is about all I can take, and then I'm like looking for something to do, like, hey man, I gotta because after those 10 minutes, each minute feels like 30, you know. But so I took Friday off because I'm also having to adjust to the schedule, waking up. I usually give myself a couple hours before I start heading to work, and I'm having to get there at 5. Even though it's only 3 miles down the road, it's still kind of hard to adjust to that, you know. So I'm having to find a good time to go to sleep, and also kind of manage my time in the mornings a little better. But so far, all the guys seem pretty nice. There are some things that I don't appreciate. This one guy who is he's an older guy. He's got Alzheimer's, and I guess he used to be really good at mowing and doing the stuff that he does, and he's just kind of doing things inefficiently, or maybe somebody will do something and then he'll go back and do it again, you know. And the other guys are like really upset at him and talking smack and all that, and I'm like, dude, he's got Alzheimer's, you know, like. But yeah, so, you know, whenever they mention that, I'll just kind of quiet about it until, you know, I'll say, well, he's got Alzheimer's, right? Like, get off his back. I don't know. But I don't like seeing that, and I won't participate in something like that. And also, I have a hard time just sitting around not doing anything, not being productive. It's unless I'm at home, and it's my rest time, my downtime, but I still have to keep my mind occupied with YouTube. So, but yeah, pray that I'm able to effectively witness to these guys, because one of them seems pretty awake about what's going on and everything, but several of them, I don't know. I just I mean, it's only been a week, well, 4 days, so I go back tomorrow, and I really haven't had time to feel them out yet. So but I've learned not to push, that the Lord will open that door when it comes time. And from the looks of things, it looks like I might have been given just enough time to warn these people before the trumpet sounds. And don't think it's not going to, because, I've been hearing about, the Temple Institute saying they don't have any more red heifers, which is insane. Don't believe that. And also, Russia, Putin and Trump are like on good terms now. Don't believe that either. That's another peace and safety, declaration. So just only with the eyes of the Holy Spirit can we see through this deception. It's so thick, and I can't wait to get to that place where there is no more deception and we don't have to have our guard up all the time and be careful who we put our trust in, which I think the Lord is showing us right now, that he's the only one that is worthy of our full and complete trust. So, but guys, I don't know if I'm going to be making daily videos like I was. If I do, it will likely be after I get off. I only work till 1, but at the same time, I haven't really felt led to do videos recently. And until I feel that leading, I'm not gonna, go do stuff in my own understanding. So, but I don't know what the Lord has planned, and there's a Bible verse that says the Lord, sets these things in motion so that man never knows what comes after him. So, and that's just how he works. You're not gonna see exactly how things are gonna go, because that doesn't require trust in him, and he wants your trust. So it's got to be his way. But I am in a much better mental place. Trying to spend a little more time out there, but at the same time, I'm gonna say part-time for now. I'm not going full-time, because I mean, the guys seem like they enjoy it, but all that idle time, I just can't do it. I don't know. But yeah, most of all, just and I know it'll be done. I know that the Lord will open that door when it comes time. And even, golfers that are just passing through, I mean, there's probably 15, 20 employees there, but at the same time, there's hundreds of golfers. So I can see myself being put out there and maybe just mentioning a word in passing, or, I know things are going to get crazy next month and later this month. And when people start talking about that, that'll be an open door, and I'll be able to go, well, what's happening, right? But I just need to be patient, and I would suggest everybody else do the same. I know we have this urgency that he's coming, and we want to warn people, and all that, but we don't need to feel pressured to do so, because that's not of the Spirit. That is, a fear tactic. And you're not gonna get people saved through fear. It's just not gonna happen. You may be able to use their fear of what's coming to get them to get on board with the truth and the ark, get on the ark of Jesus Christ, but because it's the only way out. And we all know it's coming. But, yeah, Feast of Trumpets seems interesting. And I believe there's going to be something happening pretty much every day until then. So, if we're even here around then. So, anyway, guys, this is just short update. I don't know when I'm going to be making another video. I might be making some posts, sharing some songs that have really picked me up when I've been down. But just want to thank you guys for tuning in and hanging with me and praying for me, because all the pressures that I was feeling a couple weeks ago have lifted, and I feel like I'm being productive now. I was no longer in a state of rest, even though I was still. Rest doesn't always mean lack of movement or lack of effort. And when I say effort, I don't mean our effort. I mean just being put in a place as the Lord has purposed you and made you to be yourself in a transparent and real fashion to people who may not have the right understanding of Christ, and show them, hey, I'm accepted in the Lord's eyes, even though I do these things and I struggle with this or struggle with that or say a bad word or two every once in a while. It's like they need to be shown you don't have to be perfect, because that is the lie that's been painted, and it needs to be taken down. It's all the Lord, guys. We can't even come to him unless he calls us to himself, unless he predestines us to be conformed to the image of his Son from the foundations of the world. Like, what part do we have in it? Just acceptance and thankfulness. And not even acceptance, because it was already predetermined, Just, it's crazy to think about, really. I mean, but, all right, guys. This has turned out to be longer than I planned for it to, so God bless all of you. We'll be seeing each other soon. And when I feel led to make a video, trust me, I'll be right back up on here. So anyway, if I don't see you then, I'll see you in the air. Peace. Hey guys, so if you don't know already, I've written 2 books, and the shorter one is To the Last Days Church, and here it is on Amazon. You can find it in the description of every video, as well as in the description on my homepage. But this is a short message, 30 something pages, to the Last Days Church, of encouragement before the rapture that I feel the Lord has given me. And this is the other book that I wrote, and this is more of a in-depth of communication of everything I feel the Lord has taught me, and also my testimony for those who experience psychological issues and stuff like that, could speak to you. But these are also available on my YouTube for free, and I've got these separate read-throughs of the books, but I've got the full unedited read-throughs right here. And so I'm just basically showing the books. And the first one, To the Last Days Church, is 40 minutes all the way through. Second, Infinite Affinity, is 5 hours. So there's a lot there. There's a lot about what God's taught me about his nature and ours, and a lot of things with numbers and signs of his existence and control. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Till next time, peace.